Hi, welcome to the Balanced Body Podcast. My name is Stacy Sims and I'm the owner of Pendleton Pilates in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I'm also an educator and an instructor. And this is Rachel Apple, who is one of my co-educators and also an instructor here at the studio. Rachel is 18 weeks pregnant, and we're not going to modify any of the exercises for her today, largely in part because Rachel's been doing Pilates for a really long time. So if you are pregnant and you're curious about Pilates, just check with your doctor and make sure that your doctor thinks it's a good exercise program for you. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit about alignment of the spine, especially when you start moving into basically side bends, into the lateral plane. So what I first want to show you is an ideal alignment of the spine, what Pilates instructors are trying to help you achieve with your spinal alignment. So Rachel, can you just step onto the mat? Fantastic. And I'm going to use this pole so you can sort of visualize almost like I'm bringing the floor up to meet her spine with this pole. So, and I'm going to lift her ponytail up, and I'm going to set the dowel rod, the pole, up against her spine. So in Pilates, we're always talking about alignment. And what we're trying to do is teach the spine, teach the muscles that support the spine, how to stay in an alignment that creates the least amount of work and tension, especially on the vertebrae in the cervical spine and in the lumbar spine, where you tend to get most of your injuries. So can you see how, if I hold this pole here, basically the pole is connecting to this occiput, this bone right here at the base of the skull. It's connecting to right here between the shoulder blades, and it's also connecting between the basically at the sacrum. And she has nice natural curves in her cervical spine and a nice natural curve in the lumbar spine. So if you're ever in a Pilates class and you're getting a correction, oftentimes what the instructor is probably trying to do is to help you go ahead and exaggerate the curve in the low back. This amount of curve in the low back is going to create a lot of tension on the lumbar spine. So your instructor might help pull your abdominals in to elongate the spine through the lumbar spine. Same thing in the cervical spine. So this is the alignment we're looking for. What we're going to do now is we're going to transition to the floor, and we're going to think about this alignment and some other alignment principles moving in the lateral plane, moving sideways. So you ready to transition to the floor?
Yes.
And I'm going to have Rachel now face you, and I want her to go ahead and lift her arms out into a T form. So if you're doing this at home, you could even, if you have a mirror, it would be awesome to practice in a mirror. And if you have a buddy, it would be awesome to practice with a buddy because they can keep an eye on your alignment. So you want to think about the ears and the shoulders being equidistant apart. Basically, her ears are over her shoulders are over her hips, her arms are reaching out. She wants to have energy, activity in those arms, and she's hopefully going to feel the lats, the muscles on the side body, helping to open her chest. As she starts to move sideways, what I'm going to have her do is first just tip this arm down till that palm is flat on the floor. And what tends to happen here is, in order to get more range of motion, the head wants to fall forward, out of alignment. So what I'm trying to do, I'm assisting Rachel by keeping her ears and shoulders in alignment, and I'm making sure that she doesn't fall into a different plane. So I'm visualizing that she's got a plane of glass here and a plane of glass here, and she's trying to stay within those planes. So, and then she's also going to, as she reaches her elbow down to the ground, oftentimes what will happen is the hip wants to lift up in order to get that range of motion. We're going to try to keep the hip pressing down, lift the abdominals on the under oblique side before taking the arm over. So she's getting this awesome stretch here on the side body. And I can give her a little bit of an assisted stretch. I'm looking for her hip, her shoulder, her arm in nice alignment. I'm making sure the head is staying in good position and that she's not falling forward or falling back. In order to come up, she's going to take an inhale. She's going to pull this rib to this hip. She's going to use her breath, and she's going to windmill herself up using her abdominal muscles. Let's just do one more on the other side so Rachel is balanced and you get one more chance to look at it. Placing the palm down, she's going to start pulling the elbow down to the ground. I would suggest that you only go as far as you can with the elbow toward the ground, so long as you can keep that hip down, just for this exercise. So since Rachel's been doing this for a while, she can get her elbow all the way down. She's keeping her shoulder, her elbow, her hand in alignment, pretending she's in planes of glass. Once she's in good position, she can take that hand over for a nice long line, hip, shoulder, fingertip. She's thinking about lifting those abdominals to stretch out this side of the body. She's feeling energy out the fingertips. She's going to inhale, exhale, take this rib to this hip, and windmill herself back up nice and tall. Thanks so much for stopping by. We hope to see you soon.